Thursday, October 9, 2025. Today on General Hospital, Britt is disappointed in Jason again, Nathan and Spinelli discuss James, and Carly is unsure she can trust Jack. In Anna's office, she updates Dante on Ronnie, the warrant, and Edward's missing gun. She thinks Dante might be the perfect person to figure out who took the gun, given that he lives at the Quartermain estate. Anna reveals Carly is one of her top suspects. Dante says Carly has an alibi, but Anna believes Jack would lie for her. Anna notes her second suspect is his brother, Michael. Dante agrees that Michael's alibi, Jacinda, is too neat, and the evidence looks bad, but he doesn't think he did it. Willow is stunned when she returns to Liz and finds Michael there. Michael explains he's been waiting for her. She tells him how she is about Monica and she's been worried about him, the kids, and the rest of the family. Michael got the notification about their case being postponed and says it's too long for her and the kids to be apart, so he'd like her to see them. Willow is overjoyed but confused. Why now, especially given that she is back with Drew? Michael still doesn't want Drew near their children, so this invitation extends only to her. Also, her visitations are to be supervised by a family therapist for 1 hour a week. Willow notes that isn't a lot of time and thinks it will confuse the kids, but Michael says they'll be focused on her, not the therapist. He thought she'd be grateful. She is, but it still means he doesn't trust her to be around their kids. Michael says this is a step forward and one he doesn't have to give her. She knows that, and she's tired of fighting, as it's turned her into someone with no kids, no power, and few choices. He says if she loves their kids as much as she claims, she should swallow her pride and prove it. At the hospital, Britt finds Nathan changing into street clothes in his room. She is shocked he's being discharged, but he's ready to face his new reality. It's time for him to reclaim his life. Spinelli shows up and Nathan asks if he brought James. Spinelli didn't, but he came to discuss James. Britt says this isn't the time as Nathan is about to be released. Spinelli relents and leaves. Britt tells Nathan she has to get back to work, but they really need to carve out time to talk. She also heads out. In the hall, Spinelli confronts Britt to find out why she was concerned about James meeting Nathan. She felt it was a lot to handle for a little boy, but Spinelli thinks there is more to it. He notes it's interesting that both Faison's children came back from the dead at the same time. Spinelli believes Nathan has no memory, but Britt hasn't offered explanations as to where she's been. Britt says there is no big story. She was working at a spa and trying to live a quiet life until Jason ruined her peace and anonymity. Britt doesn't know why she's talking to him, as Jason is the one she needs to be dealing with. At Carly's, Joss cries to her mom that Vaughn is a WSB agent and that everything that happened between them this summer was a lie. She explains that she went to see Jack at his office. She wanted to invite him to dinner with them to make up for how cold she's been towards him, and that's when she found out Vaughn works for the WSB, as he was there in a power suit. Joss explains she confronted him and Vaughn admitted he's been an agent for a while. Carly realizes that means Jack knew all along and Joss could have been in danger. Joss claims she wasn't in danger, but Carly says she doesn't know that, and she needs to hear from Jack on this. On the pier, Jason can't believe Jack tapped Carly's phone and intercepted their meeting. He tries to walk away, but Jack is offering him a choice. It's imperative that Joss maintain her cover, and Carly doesn't know. Is Carly knowing the truth about Joss more important than Britt's freedom? Jack has enough to put Britt in Steinbauer to spend what little life she has left rotting away there, and Jason can keep that from happening by not telling Carly about Joss. Jason knows that keeping quiet is his only option, so he storms off. Jack gets a call from Carly, who is furious, and orders him to come to her place. Jack arrives at Carly's, and Joss heads out to give them privacy. Jack senses Carly is angry, and she asks how he could keep the fact that Vaughn was WSB from her. He says this was classified, but Carly doesn't care when it comes to her daughter. She yells that he put Joss in danger, but Jack says he made sure Joss was never in any danger. She says he lied to her and violated her trust. Jack reminds her that she knew he had to keep things from her, and she said she could handle that. Carly admits maybe she can't. Meanwhile, Vaughn meets with Joss on the pier, and he's surprised to hear from her as they are supposed to have no contact. Joss explains that Brennan told her she had to keep her mom distracted so that he could find a way to keep Jason quiet. Joss used what he taught her in training. She told the truth. She told her mom that he's WSB. Vaughn says it was a smart move, and Carly would have found out the truth since Brennan made him second in command. They talk about their time together, which is now in the past. Joss notes that knowing and accepting are two separate things. Jason meets Britt at the hospital and asks what she needs to discuss. She tells him that Spinelli is claiming she is somehow tied to Nathan's mysterious return when she has nothing to do with it, and he knows it. Jason says she hasn't been upfront with him, and it's hard to help her when she keeps holding things back. He wants to protect her, but he can't protect her from what he doesn't know. Spinelli, meanwhile, goes back to see Nathan about James. Spinelli feels that the boy currently needs structure in his life to cope with everything going on. Nathan can't imagine how they are feeling with Maxie gone. He admits he still loves Maxie, and to him, she's still his wife. He thanks Spinelli for showing up for Maxie and his son, and they are on the same page. He'll follow Spinelli's lead. At the hospital, Spinelli and Nathan agree that James comes first, and Nathan promises he'll be the father that James needs and deserves. Britt tells Jason she can't do this with him again. She tells him to either put her first or stay out of her way. He says he'll do everything he can for her, but she says that's one of his classic non-answers, not the one she wanted, and walks away. At Carly's, she is trying to believe Jack wouldn't have let anything happen to Joss, and she wants to be right about him. She wants to trust him. He wants that too, and pulls her into an embrace. On the pier, Vaughn tells Joss that things shift fast in their world, so this might not be the end. He pulls her into a kiss. He tells her goodbye for now and walks off. At Liz's, Willow accepts Michael's terms and says he knows she would do anything to see her kids. Michael says he'll be in touch and walks out. At the PCPD, looking over the suspect list, Anna asks Dante why they shouldn't restrict their suspects to those who have access to the Quartermain place. Dante says the security system can be breached. He points out that Drew snuck in to see Willow last year, and Michael was convinced Willow was the one who snuck in and targeted Daisy. Anna asks why she's just now hearing this about Willow. Dante says Michael had no proof and didn't pursue it. Anna ponders whether Willow has what it takes to be the shooter, and Dante suggests that losing her kids could have pushed her to do it. Anna then gets an email, pulls it up, and it's footage of Nina's apartment building. The timestamp is when the shooting occurred, and Nina is in the footage alone. Dante notes this means Willow doesn't have an alibi.